Yo, what's going on, guys? And welcome to our week one power rankings show. Today I've got Ted and Gumi with me. Say hey, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
And week one officially kicked off this week. We've had every match submitted by today, which is good in time for us to do our show. You can see all the matches right here on the screen. And let's just get straight into them. Actually, first of all, your thoughts on week one, guys. Just what do you think?
Um,
Uh,
overall,
this week was very, very interesting, honestly. A lot of good battles,
Yeah.
many heartbreaking losses, especially for me. um, but honestly, this is one of the best week ones I've ever seen in my entire draft league experience.
Yeah, there's a lot
yeah.
of close games and carry on, Goom.
Oh yeah. Yeah. In terms of just like, good games, I think we had a lot of good matches today. There were a lot of matches that went 2-1, stuff like that, and were really, really close.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, something I wanted to just point out while we're here. In the description below, I'm going to link the YouTube and Twitch accounts of anyone who's making content for this draft league. So everyone's channel will be linked below, as well as the link to every week one battle that's been posted. I'll have them all below. So if you hear us talk about the match and you think, "Oh, that sounds like a good one," it's down there in the description. Just go watch it if you want, if you haven't already. So going over the results, just on the Draftly website here, the first fixture was the Middle Village P-Dubs versus the Waterloo Warriors, and that went 2-1 to the Warriors. Any thoughts on this match?
yeah, I was expecting it to be more in my guy's favor, but talking with him, it was a really close match, really good match. I would have loved to see a video of it. Um, but ultimately, I did expect the Warriors to come out on top, and they did.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah, I expected also the Warriors to come out in this game. Uh, you know, honestly, I thought it would be a clean sweep for my guy, but uh, still impressive win by him.
yeah, Warriors have got who's their main sweeper? I'll try and look at the kills quickly if I can.
They're like Dragapult, Primarina, Escavalier.
On Arcanine, yeah, that team. Yeah, Dragapult put in the work this week for him, didn't it?
For
This is
sure.
going to take too long. I'm definitely not going to do this for every match. Up.
Yeah, so the next one I have is Ninja Squirtles 2-0 versus the Rochesters Scalding Volcanions.
Yes, that was a very sad battle. Honestly, my worst performance of all time.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Ted? What
What happened? Still there, boys?
went
Top
on? Just
lead
a quick
was
recap.
very hard to break through. Setting up Trick Room and Dynamaxing that Guzzlord after the first turn just kind of ruined my team of going onwards. But the one thing that actually did manage to actually do well is getting rid of his screen setter in Morgrim. Uh, Adding a bullet punch to Machamp at the last second was a very good decision by me. But other than that, it's really disappointing going on one this first week. But it happens. I don't mind it.
All right, here we go. Yeah, yeah. So you just talk about the Ninja Squirtles versus Ted's team, and then it was my match, me versus the Pukus. Honestly, I didn't think I was ever losing that match. There was a bit of confusion with Pukus didn't know the rules about switching teams. If you saw my video, you would have seen
Yeah.
what happened. So it might have been a tighter game. Had he known that, he would have maybe prepped better, and that is something he will have to do going forward. But pretty comfortable win.
Yeah, I agree. Just a nice 2-0. Not a ton went out there, other than
Yeah, not too much to say about it
50
really.
goggles or Shifu.
Yeah, I didn't even really get to show off my tech. But anyway, the next match we got here is the London Luxrays versus Welsh Wailords, which was only just submitted. I've not actually even seen the kill log for this. Has anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was surprised with how good of a match the London Luxrays put up. I was expecting a 2-0 from the Warlords, but Luxrays definitely seemed like a team to watch out for. Whalers are a very good team. We talked about how good their team was, and that how they barely didn't make top 10. But yeah, um, ultimately they were able to come out on top.
Yeah, I wasn't too shocked about this battle. I've seen how Matrix battles in several other videos, so it wasn't that a surprise to me. But the one in Luxray, being able to keep it close with Matrix was definitely impressive. So yeah, like you said, Gumi, we should be watching out for this team later on into the weeks following.
Yeah, it certainly makes an impression. Like, can't just write them off. Then the next match was actually quite a big match because what you're seeing here, the Strom Star Raptors, they are replacing the Mega Umbreons, United Umbreons, after Taco and his Manitans managed to beat Umbreon and his Umbreons. But that was a big shock. Well, not a big shock. I actually did go for Taco when we were doing our predictions.
Yeah, I mean, I think we expected, we knew this was a rematch from the playoffs last year. And ultimately Taco came out on top of the 2-0, which was what was so surprising to me, right? Yeah, and I understand Umbreon has had a rough time, so it's sad to see him leave the league. But ultimately Taco pulled out a really, really good win.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, like it's sad news to hear about Umbreon, but he's got to do what's best for him. But he was definitely like a competitor. Definitely someone everyone was worrying about. No one was comfortable going into a match against Umbreon.
Yeah.
But my man Taco managed to get Ice Cube 5 kills. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, very, very impressive.
That is very impressive. So, props to him. Good win and a good showing of the Ice Cube. So, next match was the Breaking Zolts versus the now Seattle Siegers. They've upgraded from the Dame 1 Dunsparce. And they pick up the 2-0 win. Which we all predicted. Not necessarily 2-0, but we did go with that team.
Yeah, I mean, Not Shady Kid is a very good player. He made playoffs last time. I wouldn't count him out, but I did expect this one to go to the Sauce Monster.
Yeah, Sauce Monster, yeah. What was his main? I can't remember his draft. What seems to be his main killers this week?
So I mean, it's really the Colossal G-Max that's big, and the Moltres.
Yeah, he's got the Comfy Moltres combo, isn't he?
And that's so hard to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Having Sneasel, Colossal, Moltres, Comfy is just really, really good draft.
It's too much to prep for.
Yeah.
Which is what makes a good draft team, really. So props to him on his win. This next one we need to talk about a lot.
Yes, very shocking.
Our number one on the power rankings after the draft analysis, Fusion Fishes, lost 2-0 to LucienFlash and his Rebellion, which after our power rankings, it would be an understatement to say he wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Lucien had an insane game. Really, really good on his part. He even misprepped a bit with the Dragonite and Dragontail, right? And he was still able to come out on top.
Yeah, I think if he had Fire Punch, like he said, it should have been Fire Punch, not Dragontail. He would have won game one a lot more comfortably than he did. It was 1-0 in the end, but it would have been more comfortable. And game two, honestly, it was 4-0, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, great game by Lucien. Ultimately, play comes out on top. Teams are very big. They help a lot against the really good teams. But Lucien showing that play is what matters, and he showed that, I can still beat the number one team on the power rankings, even when I think almost everyone voted against him. Like, he had the least amount of votes out of everyone. So
the thing is, like, we had to do those power rankings purely based on the draft alone. Like, we didn't know everyone's skill set. So now that we get results in, it will be easier to do rankings.
Yeah, and Lucien is definitely someone you want to watch out for.
Yeah, he put his match over on his Twitch channel, which we linked below. I managed to watch it back when I got up that morning. It was a very good game. His Klefki was the key, dare I say it. That sunny day and still beam on the Klefki.
Ooh.
managed to take out that Sandslash in the first game. Whereas without that, I didn't think Sandslash was going down. So props to him. He's actually going to be our guest interview this week. After we do the power rankings, we're going to get in a call with Lucien and talk to him about his match. So then the next game is the Commissioner Womble and his Northampton Celesteeders losing 2-0 to Saki and the Tyranitar Sources. That was a good game. I'll watch that one back.
Honestly, it's not really that shocking. I know Saki is a very, very good player, so props to him on the win. I feel really bad for Womble, especially since he's the commissioner and all, but still, it all comes down to Saki's plays and overall his
I think in the prep as well, the Scarf Drake is just wiping out the Max Inteleon turn 1 of game 1.
Yes.
That was big.
Yeah, and I mean, we were expecting the Suicunes to take this even before Saki had come on, but once I saw that Saki replaced the Suicunes, I personally have beef with Saki because I lost a draft finals to him. So once I saw Saki on, I was like, okay, Saki's taking this. And so seeing the 2-0 isn't too surprising. He played extremely well, had amazing prep.
The other thing as well, I think Womble, put too much trust in Nikitan. I think he was expecting the Sand to play more of a part in the match than it did.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think Saki even brought T-Star, did he?
I think he did bring it, but I'm not sure if he ever played it.
I didn't think it came out, yeah. But yeah. So props to him on his prep, really. So the next match is Snom and his United States of Wolfie 2-0 versus the new team in Iron Bashing Melmetals. Who did they take over from? I can't remember who dropped. Was it the Red Claws?
Yeah, Kershak and the Red Claws.
Yeah, so Red Claws dropped and in-game Iron Bashing Melmetals. And this is the only game this week to go 4-0-4-0. So props to Snom.
Yeah.
He's got very
really
strong
unfortunate loss for the Melmetals. They had the wrong ability on Politoed.
Like the worst Pokemon to have the wrong ability on.
Yeah. And so I mean, but great job by Snom to capitalize on that and to get a double 4-0. Really good job on his part.
Yeah, he hasn't shot by it since either, has he?
Yeah.
Alright, so our next game is the St. Lucie Luxrays losing 2-0 to the Somerville Scraggies. And that was a great game to watch as well.
Oh yeah, great prep on the Scraggies. Definitely showed the hype that we were giving them for their very impressive team.
Yeah, both these guys posted their matches, but Tyler's started a new channel and this is his first time doing content, and he really puts on a show. He's got a great production. His interface is great, and I thought it was a really good watch, to be honest. His battle, recommend it. Also, I just think Stoutland and Gigalith, I wouldn't be surprised if Gigalith is the top kill again this season. Top killer.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Stoutland getting after you and Surf, why? And the thing is about his team as well, if you manage to get rid of that monster Gigalith, he's got a bloody Dracovish sat in the back. It's you kill Godzilla and then out comes Cthulhu. What are you going to do?
Do anything about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a great team and definitely the one to beat, I think. The next match is Yugumi, your Rolled Gold Pretzels, versus Joe and his Atlanta Talonflames.
Yeah, honestly, this was one of my favorite matches I've ever played. I definitely recommend seeing Joe's channel and watching that game. Really, really good game. Yeah, so
I really like
Joe's
the
a really good player. I've lost to him before in other draft leagues as well. So I actually got my revenge. So yeah.
I really liked the Assault Vest physical Tornadus. No one expects an offensive Tornadus.
Yeah, I mean, seeing PZ and seeing Connie with Consport, I definitely felt like that was the way to go.
Also, a Regidrago.
And it paid off for sure.
When he switcherooed the Assault Vest onto his Cottony and he had no attacking moves. That was funny.
Yeah.
So our last game of the week was Goomer and the Boltund Bashers versus Kudela and the Texas Toad Frogs. This, when I started watching this game, I was looking at team preview and I was like, oh my god, both these teams are absolutely stacked. It was a real clash of some monsters. And I definitely recommend going to watch it.
These are two teams I've really had my eye out on, right? Kudela and the Texas Toad Frogs have done a bunch of draft leagues. They really know what they're doing. Goomer is an insane player. So both of these teams going up week 1 was very fun to watch. And 2-1, yeah. 2-1, Goomer played extremely well.
Yeah, I mean, didn't who won game 1?
Goomer did.
Yeah, and then Kudela came back game 2. The Slurpuff set was interesting from Kudela.
Yeah.
I like seeing interesting sets. So that's all the matches, just a quick review of what we thought of the results. Not really any massive shockers other than like Ninja Squirtles and Volcsnions, Ted's team. That was a bit of like up in the air. We didn't really know who was going to win. But I believe you were the only one who actually went for Ninja Squirtles, Gumi.
Yeah, I did get that correct, sadly.
I was the only one who went for Taco versus Umbreons.
Yes.
We were all wrong about Fusion Fishes.
Also correct, yes.
Did we? I think I went with Kudela versus the Bashers.
I went with Goomer in the video, but then I actually told Ted I changed it to Kudela before the match started. So yeah.
So
I think I went with Goomer. I'm not so sure. I'll look back at it.
Ted was the only one who got that right. So on our predictions last week, we agreed on most of them, other than so we all got one for our Warriors. Gumi was on 2 for that one. We're all on 2, Gumi on 3. We're all on 4, 3, Gumi on 4. I'm on 4, Gumi on 4. Right, I'm trying to work out the score here. So Ted's one behind. Unbelievably, we end up all with the same amount of points. With Ted being the only one that went for Bashers, we ended up all with the same amount of right predictions.
So we each got one upset right and one upset wrong? Or one toss-up right and one toss-up wrong? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you went for the Ninja Squirtles to get your extra point. I went for the Taco, and Ted went for Bashers. So yeah, it all went even in the end. So no one takes the lead in week 1. So we're going to go straight on to the power rankings next.
Cool.
All right then. So for this section, we've got our guest interview for this week, and this week we're bringing in LucienFlash, the coach of the Rebellion. Say what's up, man.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing?
I'm good. How are you after week 1?
Man, I'm good. I mean, after it was real good. I'm gonna be honest, like I completely over prepped.
I don't know if you did.
Like, nah, I did. I think the only lead that he brought that I knew he was gonna bring was Blastoise Tangrowth. Or not Tangrowth, Tangela.
Oh yeah, like Rouge Powder Shell Smash stuff.
Yeah, like I prepped for Cinderace things, Cobalion beat up with Jackalope, like.
Anyway, you definitely showed us up after our power rankings.
Yep, you'll see in the video.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I watched it back and I was very impressed. I know you're a massive fan of Gudra, but it put in the work.
Yeah, I'm telling you, most underrated Pokemon in the game, man.
Yeah. So tell us something about your prep. Like, I know you said you were prepped a bit, but were you confident going into the game?
Like, yeah, I was very confident, but it's just like there's so much. What I love about Pokemon in general is that there's so much different strategies. You know what I mean? Like, there's like you never know exactly what you're gonna walk into unless you know exactly what their team is. You know what I mean? So that's what I love most about Draft League. So I was pretty confident, honestly. Like, Gudra and Klefki is kind of sick. So it was like, and like, granted, I prepped for everything. It was just like in my head, I was like, the only way, like, I see myself like really losing is if like he hit me with like a some sort of tech that I really couldn't like really prep for, like like a trick eject button. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was pretty confident. I'm gonna be honest.
So after week 1, right? Everyone said you were gonna lose the match. As I think I pointed out in the video, I think you had out of everyone like the least amount of votes in the pick'ems. So
Oh yeah.
how did that fuel you, right?
Oh yeah, I definitely think that helped you.
Oh yeah, that that was like me. I love being the underdog. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, especially when it's like I'm rated lower than I know I should be, and that's only because they don't really know exactly what I have planned. So it's like I'm like, okay, I definitely got to show out now.
And that you did. I was really impressed with the Klefki set. Like, the Klefki kind of helped you with everything because you had like Sunny Day to stop the hell stuff, Thunder Wave to slow down that Naganadal, and then Steel Beam as your only attack.
Oh yeah. I forgot. I think it was on ranked. I played against somebody with they hit me with a Steel Beam. I was like, oh yeah, that's sick. That's disgusting.
It's pretty smart, really, because you're not going to be getting much damage elsewhere, are you, with Klefki?
Exactly, yeah. And it's like I need, like me, I don't, like I've brought a Mon with no attack before, or it was like a Mon with fake out, and then it's just like that ended up being my last Mon, and I was like, oh yeah, never again.
Yeah. I like if you get taunted, that's it, you're done.
Exactly.
So yeah, hopefully when you watch this back, you'll be happy with your new ranking.
Yes.
So
we won't tell you here. We'll let you watch, just to keep you guessing.
For sure.
But yeah, definitely. Go on. You go ahead, Goom.
Oh yeah, and how are you feeling about week 2? Right. You have Snom, really good opponent. How are you feeling about that?
I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm very confident in this, and it's like in my head, I have to win this game. Like out of everybody here, he's like in the group. He's been sleeping on my dragons the most. Like we feel disrespected. So like we gotta show up.
Okay.
Like
I think it'd be like worse losing to Snom than like dropping a game in the league.
Yeah, we should be careful with Snom. One misstep and it's all over with Snom.
No, his team is good. I'm gonna be honest. I know.
What was the thought process behind the recent trade? Who did you drop? P2 was it for Venusaur?
Oh yeah, P2. Honestly, P2. Like I picked up P2 because I know it's a good mon. You know what I mean? I didn't like me. I was like just happy that I got Gudra and Dragonair. After that, I was just like, you know what? Let me find good support mons. And I was like, P2, I could set up Trick Room and I could recover. But like it's like just like y'all said, like I'm glad y'all pointed that out in the video. Like P2 wasn't, it didn't really fit well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was literally just a good mon on it. So I was like, you know what? I was just looking through the other tier 1s, and I was like, yeah, Vino, because I can set up Sun myself. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's
Klefki
like, that's a
Venusaur.
very good mon.
Is this
you know
legal for this week versus Snom?
It is.
It is interesting.
Oh yeah, it is.
We won't make you say anything else, but yeah, just interesting to note.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much all we've got to say in it, guys.
Yeah. Good luck in your week 2.
Nothing else?
And
you're definitely up there now. Definitely a contender. Everyone knows who you are now.
For sure. All right, thank you.
Yep,
Yeah.
no problem.
Thanks for coming on, guy. See you in a bit.
All right, for sure. All right.
So we're just going to go from bottom to top. This is literally in order from every team, bottom to top. We tried to. Obviously, there's only one result to go on, really. So if you're amongst the bottom, it's the only thing separating you are really minor things. Same with at the top. Gumi, do you want to try and scroll through it and give quick reasons why whilst I do the image?
Sorry, can you say it again? I had to go do something real fast.
Say again?
Sorry, so we're doing the order, right?
Yeah, so go from bottom to top and just give a quick reason why they're there. and I'll just
Yeah.
like work my way up the image.
So number 24, we have Iron Bashing Melmetal's. Double 4-0 is not what you want week 1. They can still bounce back, but yeah, we'd like to see more from them.
I think that's the only reason they're in the last position is because the only team to get double 4'd.
Yeah. Number 23, we have Plain Pukus. We think that the Pukus are fairly new to VGC. I think if they were to grow their VGC knowledge, they could still make a really good run. But ultimately, they need to work on their prep as well.
Yeah, I think we cleared up the rules a bit on now with the team, so hopefully that'll help them out for the coming weeks.
And then we have the St. Lucie Luxrays.
It was very tough going into week 1 with Tyler.
Yeah. 2-0 loss is not what you want week 1, but they're still, and they're in a very packed division, right? So they're really going to need to make some improvements if they want to play off. London Luxrays, I do wish they were kind of higher because they did put up a good fight.
Actually, yeah. I actually made this previously to learning it was 2-1. I just heard the win, didn't know it was 2-1, so we could have actually gone higher than that.
Yeah, so that's our bad. Probably could be a bit higher, but definitely someone you still want to keep your eye out. Definitely not out of the playoffs, right? The lost week 1 isn't the end of the world, and this is definitely a team we want to keep our eye on. So
next up is Womble and the Celesteelers.
Yeah, we have Womble and the Celesteelers. Yeah, I mean Saki's a really good player, so not the worst loss, but yeah.
Yeah, still a 2-0 loss, and that's pretty much all we've got to go on at the minute. Mm-hmm. Same with the breaking results, really.
Same for Not Shitty Kid and the breaking results, right? They win against good players. They got 2-0'd. But if they want a playoff spot, they're gonna need to, beat everyone else in the league, right? So.
And at least try and take points in your losses.
Mm.
So then, number 18, we've got Ted and his Rochester Scalding Volcsnion. Hate to see it, Ted.
Sorry, you there? The mic cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's what it is. It's a 2-0 loss, but it's definitely not the end of your season. Alright, so small technical issue there, but we're back. The last team we mentioned was Ted's Rochester Volcsnions. So then the next team at number 17 was our previous ranked number 1, the Fusion Fishers, taking a hefty 2-0 defeat, drops them by quite a bit. Yeah, agreed?
Yeah.
Not much else to say there. Oh.
Okay.
So the next team, or do you want to say something about the Fishers?
No, go ahead.
Then it's the Middle Village P-Dubs, number 16. They're my week 2 opponent, so I'm hoping they don't climb back up this rankings next week.
Most likely will, if they see the video.
Wow.
I mean, it's true.
Okay. So number 15 is the Atlanta Talonflames after losing to Gumi.
Yes. I mean,
we're into like the 2-1 territory now.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about the following matches is all of these people are still really good players, right? And definitely people you still want to keep your eye on, still prep for. These are all people who I could still bet on any one of these people to make playoffs, right? So
yeah, it's only week 1. There is no form to be shown yet. Anyone who's top this week might be back down next week. So
yeah.
Number 14, we have Kudela and the Texas Toad Frogs. Like I said, that was a good match to watch. I would recommend go watching it. Link will be down below. Number 13, we have the now Strom and Star Raptors. They were Mega Umbreon, but taking that 2-0 loss put Umbreon to where the Star Raptors are now.
Mm. I mean, they still have a good team, and if the Star Raptors have a good coach, which we don't know how good his play is, but if he's a good coach, then he can make a big run.
Yeah, because the draft itself is still pretty strong.
Mm.
So that's really the bottom half of the table when it comes to rankings. Going over to the top half now at number 12, we've got Matrix and the Welsh Wailords.
Yes, very good team, very good draft, and very scary.
Number 11, we've got yourself, Gumi, and the rolled gold pretzels.
That's a perfect place for Gumi, honestly.
Why'd you say it like that?
I mean, no offense to you, Gumi, but like I know you're a good player, but I think at this moment, right now, I think that's the perfect placement for you at this moment.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, you won, but it was a 2-1. Did drop a game.
Yeah.
So that's put you there. Number 10 is myself.
Mm-hmm.
I won 2-0, but I don't really feel like it gives me much, to be honest. No disrespect. So I'm happy with number 10 after week 1, to be honest. And then number 9, we've got Saki and T-Tar Sources.
Yeah, definitely great coach. Definitely someone who deserves a top 10 spot.
Then we have the Waterloo Warriors at number 8. My guy. Not a whole lot to say there. He won versus another competent team.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, we've got Taco climbing up after a 2-0 over Umbreons.
Yeah, definitely. Taco had a really good performance, 2-0. And yeah, he would be higher if Snom and Lucien didn't have insane games this week.
Yeah, I mean, at number 6, Snom and the Wolfies, I originally looked at this and thought we can't put him at number 6 after going 4-0, we have to put him higher. But then when we go into the reasonings for the top 5, I think it kind of makes sense. Like the 4-0 wasn't like as impressive as if it was against another top 10 side, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why.
And that's the thing is Lucien dethroned the number 1, and so that's.
We promised Lucien a top 5 spot if he won week 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he's got. He's at number 5. I still don't think he's going to be happy with number 5, but that's where he is.
Yeah, I think he's thirsting for that number 1.
Yeah. Well, if he wins week 2, who knows? Number 4, we've got Goomer and the Boltund Bashers. They had a very good match versus Kudela. They were 2 top 10 sides, so that's why he's where he is. Same with Ninja Squirrels, really. We didn't really have it between him and Ted. It was a toss-up, and he managed to win 2-0 quite convincingly, so that's why he's where he is at number 3.
Yeah.
What were the Dunsparces, now the Seadras? They're at number 2 because they were number 3 last week, and they won, so we couldn't really put them any lower. And since number 1 lost, he kind of just moved up a slot. And the same for the Somerville Scraggy, really. They were number 2, and the number 1 position lost, so they go up.
That's where they should be.
Yeah.
Like I said, number 1 on my list.
Number 1.
You did say that.
I'll tell you, I don't think they're going to be number 1 for long.
You've got on week 2, haven't you?
Yeah. But I'm happy about for them being number 1 right now.
Yeah, week 2's definitely got some matchups. I think that's what we're going to talk about next, right? Is the next week of games.
I believe so.
We may actually get Lucien on, and I might put it in before our predictions. All right, so on to our pick'em section, looking at the week 2 fixtures. The first fixture on the list here is Ted and your Rochester Volcsnions versus the Playing Pukus.
Mm-hmm.
You feeling confident, man?
Yeah, I am feeling really confident. I did some prepping in the middle of this week. I think I have a decent chance against the Pikus, but again, like I said for the last week, this battle can go either way. If the Pikus, they made a mistake week 1, trying to switch their teams, but honestly, if they prep well for me this week, then it could easily be a win for them. But they can go the same for me. So either way, it'll be a good battle.
Yeah, of course. But, it's a little bit hard to judge when.
I'll be taking myself for this week.
I think I'll be going for you as well. I think it's a little bit hard to judge the Pukus after they didn't really clear on the rules week 1, but now that they are, who knows what kind of team they're going to turn up with.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think for now, with just the crazy team Ted has, I'll definitely put him as over the Pukus. All
right, so all 3 of us are going with Ted for this week. Week 2 is myself, the Ice Cubes versus Old Rum, and the Middle Village P-Dubs. Of course, I'm just going to have to say back myself. I'm not going to turn around and say I'm going to lose this one. But he's got some monsters on his team that I need to prep for.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I also take you as well here, but if Old Run was to come out on top, I would be very impressed, and I wouldn't be surprised, right? I do think it's possible that he could pull up an upset here.
Um, this battle is like one of those battles like where it's like extremely iffy. Both players are really good. I know your skill, Gurt. Um, but I'm going to go for the upset win with the Pidovs, so I'm going with the Pidovs this week.
How dare you? Alright, that's fine. I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt. You're crying. Week 3 is the Waterloo Warriors versus the Ninja Squirrels. That's a very tasty matchup.
Yes. So I'm prepping with my guy. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I don't know who comes out on top. I'm going to put my bet on my guy just because I prep with him, but this is going to be a close match. And I think the Ninja Squirrels have a solid chance.
I do too. I'm not going to bet against the Ninja Squirrels. I am going to go with the Ninja Squirrels this week. Seeing what they did to Ted last week, I think that leaves a statement. I'm gonna back them in week 2.
Okay.
This battle can go either way. If my guy brings the Solosis, it's a GG. I'm gonna say that right now. If he brings the Solosis, it's a GG. But other than that, I'm gonna back up the Squirtles this week as well.
Ooh.
Interesting to find out what this Solosis is about, but hopefully it doesn't give away too much for Casey to prep for Ninja Squirrels. The next fixture is the new guys, which we kind of know nothing about, the Strom and Star Raptors, and the Breaking Zolts, 2 teams that are coming off the back of 2-0 losses in week 1.
Okay, so I'm going to come here, and I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to say that, so Mega recommended this Raptors, right? I think that the Raptors are actually super good quality players, and that they're going to beat Matrix and the Breaking Zolts this week.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say as well, because from what Mega said, like this guy has helped him prep for the last 2 seasons of the draft. So I'm really interested in seeing what actually he's gonna do with his team. But yeah, I think I'm gonna back them up this week, the Star Raptors.
I mean, I didn't know that before this, so learning that information here and knowing that he's been helping Mega prep, and he's obviously a very good player. Like, we know Mega's a good player, and he probably only really hangs around with other good players. So I guess I'm going to follow suit. I will point out, Gumi, you said Matrix is actually Shady Kid and the Breaking Zolts.
Oh yeah, my bad.
But yeah, that's all 3 of us going for the Star Raptors here. On to the next one. It's the Seattle Seadras and the London Luxrays. Now, we said not to discount the Luxrays after picking up 1 game versus Matrix and the Wailords in week 1, but I do think I have to go with the Seadras here.
I don't know.
This battle is very tricky. I think I'm gonna go with the Seadras as well.
Ooh. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with the Luxrays.
Oh, he's going for the upset.
I'm looking at the team matchup right now, and I think the Luxrays take this one.
Interesting. Well, we'll see. I'm yet to pull out a upset pick yet, but the 2 of you have so far. Well, not that the P-Dubs is an upset pick, but you went against the grain.
It is, but
So this one, I am so glad that this match is being recorded by Taco. The Welsh Wailords versus the Massachusetts Manitans. I'm glad that one's going to get to be able to be seen, because that's going to be a good game. I honestly don't know who to pick here.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard.
I don't know, maybe the OSQ can do it again. I'm going to back Taco.
I'm
gonna back up the Welsh Wailords on this week.
And how about you, Gumi?
I think Wailords. I'm backing Wailords.
All right, so there's my against the green pick then.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be a good one. I can't wait to watch that one. On to the next one is the Iron Bashing Malmetals versus Saki and the T-Star Sources. This is tough. After coming off such a loss week 1, he's also got a very tough opponent week 2.
I think this is Saki all day.
Yeah. I can't see anyone disagreeing with that. Ted, you there?
Yep.
You agree with Saki?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Saki this week.
Alright, so now our previous week number 1 team is now playing against the Commissioner Womble and the Northampton Celesteelers. What do we think of this matchup?
I think Womble's gonna get the upset win.
Do you?
Yeah. I think he's gonna win on this week.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I'm backing the fishes.
I'm just trying to think what's on Womble's team that can deal with. I suppose he has got the Lickitung to stop the hail stuff. I'm actually gonna go with Womble as well. I think the Fusion Fishes are going to be shaken after that week 1 upset, and I'll be scrambling to regain some form. Oh, this is a great match. This
Again,
is
I'm backing Lucien till the end of the season. I am not once going to vote against Lucien because I've learned my lesson. You vote against Lucien, you're wrong. So
the smack talk has been happening already between these two.
Yeah, this battle's really good. As much as I want to back up Storm, I just can't ignore Lucien's call. So I'm gonna have to back up Lucien this week.
I just think whatever Snom brings, I think Lucian's going to have an answer for it. I like with the weather and all the other things that he's got. I think he showed last week that he can prep for anything. So
Udra literally walls half of Stom's team.
Yeah.
That's honestly my take on this match.
I'm sure we'll hear a lot about it from Lucien when we get him in the call. There's actually so many good matches this week. The next one is Talonflames versus Boltund Bashers. What do we think there?
I really want to back up Joe. I really do.
But
I think I have to go with the Bashers.
I think I just have to follow some form. You know, they're a top 3 side at the minute, and be hard to vote against them here. To be honest, I think.
Let's see. This battle is really, really hard to think about. But I'm gonna go with Goomer on this week.
How does Goomer deal with Regidrago?
Oh, he has Hatterini, Celesteela, Bisharp.
Yeah, Hattering's the main one there. That's actually like really tough to prepare for because you don't know if he's going to go like Hard Trick Groomer or not. Yeah.
I mean, but Joe has Caparaja and PZ. I don't know. This is going to be a really good match. I don't know who's going to come out on top.
But I think if I had to pick right now, I'm going to say Goomer and the Boltund Bashers.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm pretty sure Ted said the same. So the next one is Kudela and the Toad Frogs versus White Rabbit and the St. Lucie Luxrays.
As much as I like White Rabbit's logos, I'm going to go Kudela.
To be honest, I think White Rabbit was on the cusp of something versus Tyler. Like, that's like one of the hardest teams in the league to go up against. I think if he'd done things a little bit differently, I'm not saying he would have won, but he definitely would have put up a better fight. So I think he has the tools. But I agree. I'm going to go with Kudela.
I'm going to go with White Rabbit this week. I think he could do some sneaky stuff this week. So I'm going to pick White Rabbit this week.
Ted is picking upsets after upsets after upsets.
He's just trying to pick up these points on the tally.
Get a big lead in week 2.
And the last fixture of the week, possibly the biggest one, is
I want to hear Ted.
The Somerville Scraggies versus Gumi and the Raw Gold Pretzels. That's our number one ranked side.
I'm gonna pick the Scraggies this week.
I knew you're gonna
This
pick
team is really, really dangerous.
I'm going to tell you, I am feeling
very confident about this match.
Yeah, but there's no one in the league. If you're saying that this week against the Scraggies, there's no one you're not going to say that with.
I mean, I just think it's a team matchup. Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything, but like I looked at some of the matchups, and like for example, last week with Joe, I felt like I just had the matchup in my favor. I felt like my prep was good, and this week I think it's the exact same thing. I really like my prep. I really like the mons I'm bringing, and I just don't. I think my team does a lot better against this team than his does against mine.
Okay, but are you more confident this week than you were last week?
Yes.
You're more confident?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to go with Scraggies again. They're our number one team on the PR. I'm going to go with them.
Okay.
So that wraps up our Pick'ems segment. We are going to get this interview with Lucien in. I may put it before the Pick'ems, or I may not. But if it's the end, I will say, please like, subscribe, go down in the comment section, check out all the guys, subscribe to everyone, and try and watch all the matches you can, because there are some absolute corkers week 1. And we'll be back next week for more power rankings, right guys?
Yep.
So that's all from us this week. See you guys next time.
See you.